KidCity, what's up? Welcome back to KidCity Online. I hope that you enjoyed our message from last week and hope that you got something from it. Remember, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please make sure that you hit that red button below to subscribe to the KidCity channel so you know when we put a video on. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, go ahead and tap that thumbs down twice. I'd appreciate it. If this is the first time that you have been online to see KidCity Online, we are so happy that you have decided to join us today. We hope that you enjoy the service today. If you want, you can drop me an email or whatever, to social media to get a hold of me, and we'll be able to meet up and go from there. So hey, look, have a great day, enjoy the service, and let's go. Welcome to the Caravan Graduation 2019-2020 school year. If you remember, we had to cut Caravan short due to the COVID-19 pandemic that started in March. And so we want to take this time tonight in our service to acknowledge those students, kids that participated in the Caravan program and the badges that they earned. I'd also like to say thank you to Ashley Bowers, my wife, who did a phenomenal job in orchestrating and running the program this year. So thank you to her, as well as Lene Anderson, who helped organize the badges and help Ashley with that. So thank you, Lene, for your work in doing that. First, we have our Benson buddies. The teachers were Stephanie Visser and the helpers were Kathy Jones and Diane Glenn. The things that they went over were woodworking, healthcare, dental care, housekeeping, music, money, Bible memory, crafts, safety, and much, much more. The kids in this class were Audrey Anderson, Anna Anderson, Jacob Anderson, Grayson Cox, Hunter Visser, Otto Adam, Rose Bowers, Axel Peterson, James Decline, Aiden Ortega, Kayla Thomas, Charlie Castanidi, Hadassah Cullen, and Camden Chenoweth. Again, if I mispronounce a name, I am sorry. Here are some pictures from the pre-K class. They built a cross, they did some cleaning, and you see them during, looks like Halloween time, having some snacks. Next, we have our Searcher Quester Kindergarten. The teachers were Adam Anderson and Henry Beerbauer. They did bike safety, God Made Me, crafts, Child of the King, party planning, good sport, flag, music, and cooking. The kids were Carver Braden, Gabby McCombs, Daphne Hine, Parker Ortega, Malin Laura, Jacob Ruckman, Cruz Garcia, Nash Burris, Jackson Anderson, Eli Watts, Owen Van Donsler, and Avery Dahl. Here are some pictures of those awesome kids having ice cream and their pictures, and Carver saying high five, and little Avery Dahl. Next is the Searcher Quester first grade. The teachers were Melanie Decline and Dixie Koontz. They went over good sport, music, God Made Me, Child of the King, cooking, stewardship, missions, environment, party planning, flag, camping, bike safety, and the Bible. The kids were Kaylee Jackson, Caden Hamden, Aaron Breger, Kinnick Reister, Ivy Burris, Jackson Ortega, Josiah Decline, and Lila Lisk. Here they are, their class. You see Mr. Keith Reister talking about the flag, and then you see Miss Dixie having a little bonfire. We see Lisk, and then we see Aaron Breger, and we see them having some ice cream, and it was good that night. Next, we have the Explorer Scouts, second grade. The teacher was Chrissy Dahl and Melissa Waite, and they did fishing, crafts, hospitality, collecting, first aid, sewing, technology, childcare, core value missions, and core value character. The students were Natalie McBurney, Naomi Moore, Jovi Ruprecht, Alan Sullivan, Alex Thomas, Tucker Thomas, Austin Van Zee, Fidelio Wagler, William Waite, Ellie Watts, Aiden Welch, Tessa Bowers. Wait a minute, stop. I messed up. It's actually Tessa Anderson, not Tessa Bowers. So I'm really sorry that I messed that name up. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I looked down and saw Ruth Bowers' name and got mixed up and whatever. So I am sorry. It's actually Tessa Anderson. All right. Isaac Bierbauer, Ruth Bowers, Olivia Dahl, Uriah Hansen, Sam Jones, and Trevor Andrews. And here is that class right now, playing basketball, gathered around Miss Melissa, looking at something going through tubes, and then you have Miss Chrissy and Miss Autumn. Explorer Scout, 3rd grade. Teacher Tammy Anderson and helper Melanie Vermillion. They did the Articles of Faith 5, 6, 7, and 8, core values of mission, core values of character, first aid, horsemanship, Bible reading, and stewardship. You had Lathan Fox, Cadence Studding, Adeline Braden, Alice Rice, Nora Ruckman, Thomas Castanedi, Kyler McVeigh, Hayden Van Donsler, Joe Hoban, Hazel Adam, Hudson Wagner, and Daniel Bierbauer. And here they are. See him on the horse. Then you see Mr. Brad and Miss Chris came in to do first aid. Amazing nurses. And then you see Hazel and Cadence and Alice Rice. Adventurer, Pathfinder, 4th grade, Shauna Hogan and Dawn Plale. They did the Articles of Faith 9, 10, 11, and 12, core value service, core value compassion, astronomy, cooking, map reading, archery, health, nutrition, church history, missions, and puppets. This class of students was Grayson Anderson, Bailey Brooklander, Cadence Briggs, Aiden Cox, Carter Jordan, Kate McBurney, Larissa Plale, and Aaron Van Weldon. And here is that amazing class eating ice cream, and it looks like they baked cookies from what I can tell, and then the boys on the bottom. Last but not least, the 5th grade Adventure Pathfinder, Amy Brooklander and Brian Bowers. Articles of Faith 9, 10, 11, and 12, core values of service and compassion, nutrition, archery, astronomy, management, cooking, missions, and ministry project. Those students were Carly Hammond, Addison Briggs, Lauren Patton, Anna Meyer, Kaylin Lisk, Bree Marshall, Carter Grade, Isabella Studding, Anthony Peterson, Trace Ruprecht, Morgan Waite, and Joseph Dickman. And you see here this class with Miss Amy making brownies with Trace and Isabella. Then we had Mrs. Rice down in the lower left, and then we had Miss Isla Ruby talking about missions. We want to say thanks to all the teachers and helpers this year who helped out with the Caravan program. Without you, this program would not be able to run. So thank you to all of our teachers who helped this year. This concludes the Caravan graduation of 2019 and 2020. If you would, we have the badges available for you to pick up for your child, that you can put them on their sash or their scarf. So if you would, get a hold of me, Pastor Brian, at the church, and I will make sure to get those to you. All right, well, it is time for our toy review. We didn't do one last week, but that's okay, so we're gonna do it this week. I have with me a game, okay? My family loves to play games, except for me. I'm not a real big game player, but I will play from time to time. But when I was walking through Walmart, I saw this game, and it really caught my attention. It's called Googly Eyes, and mostly googly because, you know, Pastor Darren, if you're ever around him sometimes, he says some of the craziest thing, and he says googly bear a lot, or when he talks about Google Maps, and so googly, and it just kind of, long story. But anyway, so I looked at this game, I picked it up, and it is, when you flip it over and read it, it's amazing. And so it's for, you can do 4 to 16 players, and which technically is not in the whole social distancing deal, but I think you'll be okay. It says for ages 7 and up. Now, I know some of us older people, like myself, might have a hard time with this, but I think you'll get through it. But anyway, Googly Eyes. What is it, Pastor Brandon? I'm glad you asked. Essentially what you do is you have, I think it says 4, you have 2 pair of glasses, then you have 4 different lenses, and each one of them have a different way of distorting the lens. So when you put them on, when you look at something, it kind of throws your vision off, okay? And you have this board, and you roll the dice, and it tells you how many spaces to go, and whatever color you land on is a card that you get. So you have 4 areas of cards. You pick it over, and it'll say you have to draw, like this card says, a raisin, a cactus, or a palm tree, and it tells you which color glasses, lens that you have to put on, and then you have to begin to try to draw that, right? That sounds like it would be awesome. Googly Eyes, all right? Make sure that if you want a chance to win this, you need to write that you watched this in the comments below, and I'll make that live for you to do so. So parents, make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're putting your kids' names, and then the next week we'll have a drawing. How I'm going to draw for this is going to be pretty cool, so stay tuned and see how I do it. But Googly Eyes, it's called Googly Eyes The Showdown, all right? I think that I'm going to have to go buy this for my family, and we're going to have to play it. I think so. And we might have the video and show you what we do. So anyway, put your name down. Make sure you write your name so I can put your name for the drawing. And good luck. Hopefully you have a chance to win this. And time to move on to the message. We'll see you in a minute. Well, welcome back, KidCity. I hope that you enjoyed that toy review. I must say, I am pretty excited myself to play Googly Eyes. I think it's going to be a fun game, and I think a lot of laughs. But if you were here this past Sunday, you were in the service at 9 and 11, and you heard Pastor Darren, you saw me, Pastor Darren talked about the story of Isaac specifically. It was the third point, I believe. And the story of Abraham and Isaac is when God tells Abraham that I want you to go and to sacrifice your son. Now for Abraham, to sacrifice his son probably had to be the hardest thing that he had to do in his life. Isaac was his only son, and he had waited so long for his son. And so when God came to him and said, Abraham, I want you to go up to the mountaintop, and I want you to sacrifice your son, you can only imagine what Abraham was feeling inside. Maybe he was feeling hurt. He was feeling just devastated. Not understanding. These wide array of emotions could have been going through his mind. Maybe he could have been anger. He could have been selfish, right? The list could continue to go on. But you know that as Abraham goes, he tells his men to wait. Him and Isaac are going to go from here, and they go up to the hill, and they get the mountain, and Abraham prepares the place, and Isaac lays down. And really a point in this story that we kind of really overlook is that Isaac just laid down. According to scripture, he just laid down. He was submissive to his father, and he laid down. And then Abraham gets the sword or whatever, and he goes to do it. And about that time that he's going to sacrifice his son for the Lord, you know, a ram was caught in the grass, in the thicket beside him, and so the angel came, and you know the story. But the point that Pastor Darren was trying to make is that there are things in our life that we need to let go. We need to sacrifice to the Lord and kind of say, you know, I'm not going to let those things control me, right? Things like Fortnite. You know, Fortnite, so many kids play Fortnite, and all we want to do is sit in front of our TV and play Fortnite. I know some of us, not me, but some kids, they sit on YouTube for hours and watch other people play Fortnite. Now, I haven't understood why they do that, but for some reason, it's what they like to do. And if you remember in the service, I talked about fishing. How some people just, their love is fishing, and so that's all they want to do. We need to sacrifice that. Some people just love to hunt, love to shoot bow, love to shoot gun, whatever. Some people think money, cars, you know, and the other things that I pulled out of my backpack. I mean, it's crazy when you think about all the things that can get between us and God that we need to let go. We need to die to ourselves. We need to pick up our cross daily and follow Jesus. What's some things in your life? Think about that. Think about that real quick. What's some things in your life that are causing you not to be where you need to be with God? What's some things that, even as a kid, that you're just so addicted to that you feel like you have to have? What are some things? Think about that. Write them down, right? Talk with your parents. Ask your parents how you can overcome that. Spend some time talking with your parents. It's so important for us during this time to be able to sit down with our family. I mean, that's the whole reason really I did the game. Yes, I saw it walking down the aisle and it looked fun, but if you have a game and you have the chance to win this game or to go buy the game, then you have a chance to sit down around the table and to play the game together as a family. I mean, I remember as a kid growing up, we spent a lot of time as a family, and so I want to instill that into my girls, that family time is a very, very, very important. But with that being said, we're getting back on track, getting back on the point of what are things in our life that we need to let go? What are the idols in our life? You know, remember when the Ten Commandments says there shall not be any other idols before me. Well, anything that you're addicted to that you think that you have to have can and will become your idol. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, right? That's kind of become the big thing right now, is everybody wants to make a TikTok video, right? Or maybe you want to Snapchat your friends and so on. But see, there's so many things that want our attention, and those things will do anything possible to get our attention. But that can't become our idol. We have to let that go. We have to let our earthly love go in order to really, really, truly dive in to what our Heavenly Father and what He wants and the love that He has for us. So listen, I hope that you enjoyed this today. I hope you enjoyed Pastor Darren's sermon. He did a phenomenal job on articulating all this and really just kind of dying to self. It's so important to do that. So hey, KidCity, it was great to be able to talk to you just for a few short minutes. We will see you next week on KidCity Online. Have a great week.